Fuel price jumps to above 600 naira per litre. First anthrax outbreak confirmed in Niger State. Senator Abubakar Kyari and Festus Fuana emerge acting APC National Chairman and Secretary. On the foreign scene, 8 killed, including 7 members of one family in Cairo, building collapse. These are the headlines on Trust News Update this hour. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for joining. And now the details. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited has increased the price of petrol to about 617 naira per litre. A visit to an NNPC filling station in the central area of Abuja by our reporter confirmed that the fuel price has now been adjusted from 539 to 617 naira per litre. Now, the immediate reason could not be ascertained, but it is not unconnected to the recent projections by oil marketers that fuel price will hit 700 naira per litre soon. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority is yet to comment to Daily Trust inquiry as at the time of filing this report. Now, motorists are deserting the premises of the Kano NNPC mega station at Hotoro area of Tarauni, a local government area, discovering that price is adjusted to 620 naira per litre. The price of Premium Motor Spirit PMS in the station is hiked to 620 naira per litre from 540 naira per litre. Speaking on the development, a tricycle operator, Nora Isia, said that it is ridiculous. He queried where we are heading to in the country before he drove out. Now, another private vehicle owner, Shamsuddin Muhammad, who called on phone to inquire with another commercial filling station, left without buying, saying he now prefers to buy from independent marketers who are yet to adjust their prices as at the time of filing this report. Also speaking, a passenger on a tricycle wondered why the government is doing things without announcement. All right, now the federal government has confirmed the first anthrax disease case detected in a farm in the Suleja area of Niger State. This was disclosed by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in a statement signed by the Chief Veterinary Officer of Nigeria, Dr. Kolumba Vikuru, on Monday. Now, some weeks ago, the federal government had cautioned Nigerians about the consumption of hides, popularly known as Pomo, over the spread of anthrax disease as recorded in neighboring countries. The FG had specifically stated that the disease was widespread in northern Ghana, bordering Burkina Faso and Togo, as it also promised to keep Nigerians updated on developments about the disease. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture called on Nigerians to maintain good hygiene practices on the farm through regular cleaning and disinfection of animal housing, feeding equipment, and water troughs. Now, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, in a health advisory to livestock owners, recommends vaccination as most effective preventive measure. NCDC also advised people not to slaughter sick animals as it can expose anthrax spores that may be inhaled. Products from sick or dead animals should not be consumed, and hunters should avoid picking sick or dead animals from the bush for human consumption. Senator Abdullahi Adamu stepped down as national chairman of the All Progressives Congress early on Monday after what is now being perceived as a palace coup within the ranks of the ruling party. The former senator and two-time governor is largely regarded as a dogged politician and keen strategist, However, his run as the national chairman of the ruling party ran out on Monday due to some political choices he made in the run-up to the 2023 general elections. Here is more about the former national chairman.
Abdullahi Adamu was born at Kefi, Nasarawa State on 23 July 1946. He attended the government secondary school, Makurdi, between 1960 and 1962, the government technical college, Bukuru, from 1962 to 1965, and Kaduna Polytechnic between 1965 and 1968. Adamu returned to Kaduna Polytechnic for a higher national diploma in June 1971 and pressed ahead to obtain LLB honors in law in 1992 from the University of Jos, after which he was awarded a BL from the Nigeria Law School, Lagos, and was called to bar as a solicitor and advocate of Supreme Court of Nigeria in December 1993. Adamu entered politics in 1977 and was elected to the Constituent Assembly, which drafted the Constitution for Nigeria's short-lived Second Republic, 1979 to 1983. He was a pioneer member of the National Party of Nigeria, NPN, the first Secretary General of the NPN in Plateau State from December 1978 and chairman of the NPN in Plateau from 1982 to 1983. In 1994, he was appointed to the National Constitutional Conference by General Sani Abacha's administration and was appointed the Minister of State of the Works and Housing Ministry, holding this position until November 1997. When the ban on politics activity was lifted in 1997, he joined the United Nigerian Congress Party, UNCP, and 1998 became a founding member of People's Democratic Party, PDP. During the 1999 Nasarawa State gubernatorial election, Abdullahi Adamu ran successfully for a position of governor on the PDP platform. He was re-elected during the 2003 Nasarawa State gubernatorial election. After the end of his 2 terms as governor, Adamu became Secretary, Board of Trustees, BOT, of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Adamu was a PDP candidate for the Nasarawa West senatorial seat in April 2011 elections and was elected. In March 2022, Abdullahi Adamu was appointed national chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, and guided the party to a resounding, albeit controversial, victory at the 2023 general elections. The pressure on him to quit as the national chairman of the ruling party had intensified over the past few days, primarily because of claims that he did not support President Bola Tinubu during the APC's presidential primary in June 2022. The push also hinged largely on perceptions that the former party chairman did not support President Tinubu during the presidential election, although he attended campaign rallies in what party insiders said was a face-saving measure.
Kaduna State Governor Obasani has sworn in the state immediate past Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs Samuel Aruwan and Professor Bello Ayuba as Administrator, Kaduna Capital Territory Authority, and the Principal Private Secretary to the Governor. The Governor said that the 2 appointments will play a major role in the formulation and execution of his administration policies. Bello Musa reports.
I, Samuel Aruwan, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as Commissioner and Administrator of Kaduna Capital Territory Authority of Kaduna State of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability.
I, once again, Professor Bello Ayuba, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as your principal private secretary, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability.
After the off-taking ritual, Governor Obasani said he is confident that the experience of the 2 appointees will help the administration to deliver on his campaign promise.
We are confident that the experience they bring on board will be beneficial in the delivery of our promises to the good people of the state. As you have taken your oath of office today, see your appointments as calls to service. You occupy important and sensitive offices. You must therefore brace up to the challenges that lie ahead and discharge your duties with the highest sense of integrity and humility. You must at all times serve the public interest. You must put service before self, as it is an absolute honor to be called to serve one's state.
The governor also emphasized that the 7-point agenda of the administration will be successful only if people key into the programs of government in the state.
Our administration's 7-point agenda is geared toward improving the quality of life of citizens of Kaduna State. This therefore reflects our commitment toward achieving inclusive socio-economic transformation, while consolidating on our urban renewal drive. We shall prioritize the revitalization of economies of our rural areas through massive infrastructural development. For us to actualize our vision, the people must take ownership of the process.
The newly appointed Administrator, Kaduna Capital Territory Samuel Arwan, and the newly Principal Private Secretary, the Governor Professor Bello Ayuba, promised to discharge their duties diligently.
Well, I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I will do all that is within my reach to justify the trust repose in me.
My appointment as the principal private secretary is really an important appointment in this administration. Why? Because I am to serve as the head and the accounting officer of His Excellency and the Governor of General, including Deputy Governor. So I want to seize this opportunity for me to actually His Excellency will discharge my responsibility effectively and efficiently.
Governor Obasani also directed Arwan to oversee the Ministry for Internal Security and Home Affairs pending the appointment of Commissioner in days to come. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Muslims in Osun State have been advised to remain calm as controversy trails the faith of Governor Ademola Adeleke's commissioner nominees. The president of Osun State Muslim community, Mustafa Olawi, cautioned against heating up the polity on religious grounds. Hamid Oegbade reports.
Governor Adeleke recently submitted the names of his commissioner nominees to the Osun State House of Assembly for screening and confirmation. The list generated controversy based on the analysis of the religion of each of the nominees. But at a press conference in Osogbo to herald events marking the new Hijra Islamic year 1445, the president of Osun State Muslim community, Mustafa Olawi, said no cause for alarm on Adeleke's appointment.
The first appointment made by the Governor Nuruddin Adeleke, was that of the SSB, the Secretary of the State Government, which is a top government position in this state. He's a Muslim, not just ordinary, he's a committed Muslim brother. Those who know him knows that. Number two, he went further to appoint another Muslim as the chief of staff.
Speaking on the significance of Hijra celebration, Muslim leaders advised Muslims to be more familiar with lunar calendar to enable them partake in important Islamic events and activities.
The essence of Hijra is to ensure that there is peace in the nation, there is peace in the state, there is peace within the community. Then there will be development.
When Muhammad was alive, it has been mentioned that it's better to start counting our days from the day Hijra was made. And when he died, after him, they started calculating from the day Hijra started.
As the 12th and last month On the Islamic calendar, Dhul Hijjah winds down. Adherents of Islam look forward to the new Hijrah year 1445. Hamid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
About 60 human rights lawyers on Monday at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory FCT commenced a contempt proceeding against the Director General of the State Security Service, Yusuf Bichi, over alleged disobedience to court orders directing the release of the suspended Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, from custody of the agency. The contempt charge is seeking to commit the DSS chief to prison in line with provisions of the law on violation of lawful court order. The lawyers led by Maxwell Opara and Abdulaziz Tijani prayed the court to commit the DSS DG to prison until he purges himself of the contempt.
The director of DSS, we want to say enough is enough. We have come to file from 48 against him. We have commenced contempt proceedings against him for deceiving, disobeying court orders. Nigeria is not a Benin Republic. We have had several directors of DSSS. He is not the first one, and he's not going to be the last one. So we have filed it, and we are asking that now that it's obvious that he has a personal issue to settle with Emefiele, he should go and sort it out. He should not use Nigeria. He should not use any sign, any purported offense of terrorism to sort whatever problem he had with Emefiele.
We join forces together with the world to call on the president to make sure that the DSS director is removed as soon as possible. In fact, tomorrow is too late. It is very, very important. That is the point that we are laboring to make.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we take a look at causes and effects of possible drought. Details and more after the break. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Here's a look at the top stories. Fuel price jumps to above 600 naira per litre. First anthrax outbreak confirmed in Niger State. Now, earlier we told you that the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited has increased the price of petrol to about 617 naira per litre. We now have joining us via phone our correspondent who is in Kano, the bureau chief of Kano Daily Trust newspaper, Clement Oloyede, joins us for more updates on this. Thank you so much for joining us, Clement, on the news update.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Father.
Yes. Well, Clement, this news will be more of a shock to many people today, hearing that there's been this increase on the price of petrol per litre after we've been dealing with this increase by virtue of the removal of the fuel subsidy. What's the reaction like in Kano?
Well, the reaction, just like you have described, is sort of a shock, but more or less of a rejection of the new price adjustment, because when we learned of the adjustment, we went to the NNPC vendor station, and we saw that the price in Kano has been adjusted to 620 naira per litre. And what was observed was that motorists that were coming in to refuel their tank, immediately get to the fuel pump and notice that the price had been adjusted. They started lamenting, and almost all of them that we observed at that moment, none of them purchased the fuel. They left disappointed, and this is also because the independent marketers in the state are still selling at the old price of 540 naira. So people are rejecting the price of NMPC, but that does not mean that the price is going to remain there, because I spoke with some of our people, some of our sources among the independent marketers, and while major marketers like Rano, Aliko were still selling at the 540, my sources there told us that they were also waiting for instruction from their head office, because they cannot adjust the price arbitrarily.
But why the disparity in the prices?
Yes, I think what I gathered from the NNPC mega station, one of my senior managers that spoke to me told me that they got the information this morning, the new templates, and they asked them to adjust it. But since independent marketers have been given, some of them will land have been given a license to import the fuel in, the price being given is the price that NNPC is selling. There is no compulsion on any marketer to adjust the price to that. And since most of them ordinarily still have the old stock, I think most of them will just be looking at it from the angle of morality. It is only fair at the moment to continue selling at that price. But what we observe is that those stations that are still selling at the old price started witnessing long queues. A lot of people have been turning off there, because another thing that was observed is that most stations that were selling before, maybe they heard about the price, they started shorting their station and they stopped dispensing the fuel. More or less waiting for what will happen and to see whether the major marketers will adjust. So what I learned from the NNPC today was just that the reason for the changes that were communicated to them from Abuja was because of the real economic realities, the continuous increase in the exchange rate of dollar. They believe that this has affected the new importations, new vessels that came in, and the price were adjusted to reflect economic reality. My source at NNPC said that was the information that was communicated together with a new pricing template. But at the moment, the prices are still very, very different across the state metropolis. Okay. Independent major marketers like Total, right, they're still selling at the old price of 540.
Okay. Thank you, Clement. Thank you, Clement, for the updates. We'll keep up on that as it unfolds. Now, farmers in southern parts of Plateau State are lamenting shortage of rain in the communities, saying that the situation is making them to lose hope for this year farming season. Ado Musa reports that rain has not fallen in the area for weeks, prompting the farmers to pray for Allah's blessing with rain to support farming activities.
Various food crops in the southern part of the state are getting dry owing to the absence of rainfall. Some of the farmers in Yelwa community of Shandong local government area of the state say different crops planted have turned yellowish because of low rainfall in recent times. The farmers say if the situation continues, many of them will lose their capital, adding that there will be shortage of food in the area. Honestly, we have been experiencing shortage of rain in this area. Crops are drying. If the situation continues like this, in a moment, we will lose our crops completely because some already are dead, especially yam. We are praying for the rain because without it, there will be problem. We haven't seen rain for almost a month now. If this rain doesn't come, there will be hunger. We are in the hands of God. The absence of rain has not been good for us. Crops are drying. Food has become very expensive. If we are having rain, food crops wouldn't have been expensive because other crops would have grown. While crying for the shortage of the rain, the farmers, however, pray for the Allah's intervention. We are in dire need of rain because our crops are dying. Yam, maize, granite are not looking good at all. We are praying to Allah to assist us with rain to water our crops. We are praying to Allah to assist us with rain because things will go well if it is raining. People from far and near should help us with prayers. It hasn't been easy for us around this area. We have invested our money in the farm and there is no rain. We are really suffering. We want to apply pesticide, but there is no rain. We are begging Allah to help us with the rain to enable us get food at the end of the day. Last year, farmers in the area counted huge losses, especially rice farmers, as the output was too low due to the lack of rain during the farming season. The farmers, however, pray that they will not witness the past experience this year. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Now, on the foreign scene, 8 people, including 7 members of one family, were killed in Cairo when a residential building in Egypt's capital collapsed. A statement from the public prosecution said the building in the city's Hadeg al-Quba district completely collapsed, killing 8 people. It said that the woman and 2 residents gave testimony suggesting that the collapse was caused by a resident who recently knocked down walls in his first-floor flat, despite neighbors asking him not to do so. The prosecution ordered the arrest of the building's owner, the contractor in charge of the works, and one of his employees for questioning. Government newspaper Al-Ahram, quoting a resident of the area, reported that 7 members of one family had been killed. A large portion of the building in central Cairo date back to 19th and early 20th century, and many are dilapidated or in some cases have been abandoned. And that's a wrap on the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.